the girls.
Hello.
Oh my God, I'm just so excited today. We have a special guest. Woo, a wonderful guest.
Yeah.
Now,
A wonderful guest.
yes.
Did you say wonderful guest?
I
Yeah.
said a wonderful guest.
Okay. Okay. Our guest, as you can see, is Terri Kee. And she is a certified life and success coach. And we're hoping that you guys would just get a lot of good tools and tips that you can use to be successful in your life and also in your business. So that's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to turn it back to Terri.
Terri.
Hi. Okay. Hi. Am I supposed to?
Yeah, just say something about yourself or, whatever.
Okay. Well, it's great to be here with you guys. I love all of you. I really enjoy spending time with Mel so much. I don't really get a chance to spend time with Tish and Twanda so much, but it's great to be on Chillin with the Girls and being here with your audience. So yes, I'm a life and success coach. I have a coaching program called Soar, which is a coaching program that's geared towards helping people who have unrealized dreams and find a hard time fitting their dreams and their own personal agendas into their work day, their family obligations and things like that. And I help people to be able to find that path to success that they've been looking for that's eluded them for so long. So I help people in that regard. And I'm happy to keep me inspired and to keep me going. Soar, one of the main components of Soar is accountability. So I started Soar to be able to join with other people who I could be accountable to and who would be accountable to me. When Soar started about 10 years ago, it started more as a business group, not so much coaching. But as I got further in, it just wasn't really the right fit. It wasn't exactly what I wanted. So I stopped it for quite some time and revisited it last year right after the pandemic started, and when I decided to go into coaching, then I decided to create Soar as a program that could coach people individually and as a group to do those things that I created it to do for myself. I wanted to do that for other people.
Okay. Can I just ask a question real quick? So SOAR, is that an acronym or that's just the name of your business?
It is an acronym. It stands for the components of SOAR. So it's not like a sentence like some acronyms are, but it's the components of what SOAR is. S is for surrounding yourself with success-minded or success-conscious individuals. We know that in order for you to be able to keep yourself fed, even the Bible talks about iron sharpening iron. You want to be around people who are like-minded. You want to be around people who are thinking in terms of success and in terms of getting somewhere, because people who do the opposite can easily drag you back to that place that you don't want to be. I talk a lot about turkeys and eagles not knowing who they are, hanging around with turkeys and having a turkey mindset instead of soaring and flying and being the strong eagles that they are, because if they don't know who they are, and if they're constantly being inundated by turkey-like thoughts, then they'll be acting like turkeys when you're actually an eagle. You should be flying above and not feeding from the things on the ground. So that's what S is for. O is about optimizing every opportunity. It's about exhausting the possibilities. And actually, I'll finish telling you the acronym, but I'd like to do an exercise with you guys to show you what I mean when I talk about optimizing every opportunity.
Okay.
The A in SOAR is for assessing, adjusting, and for accountability. those are very important components, because you can set a plan, but if you don't pay attention and if you don't make the small adjustments that you need in order to keep going along your path, you can get off course. So you want to pay attention and make small adjustments frequently instead of crazy big adjustments all of a sudden. I think we were talking before about how, when you drive a car, you make little small adjustments. Unless something crazy is happening, you don't, turn the wheel crazy over here, crazy over there, but you have to pay attention in order to know where you're getting off track and not have so far to come back. So that small adjustment is important. The assessment is important. And then accountability. It's important to be accountable to someone, or, have accountability so that we all can come up with excuses for reasons why we don't need to do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. And if we don't have somebody or something to be accountable to, a lot of times we can fall off course. And then lastly, the R in SOAR is for raising your consciousness and raising your awareness. And I want to go back to the analogy of the turkey and the eagle. The turkey finds its sustenance all at a very low level. It picks what's available to it. But the eagle raises itself above and flies until it can see things that are alive and are, have life in it. And it gets its food and its sustenance from there. And then when there are storms, the eagle raises itself above the storm so that it can, wait the storm out until it's gone. So the importance of raising your consciousness and raising your awareness is so that you can see more than just what you're dealing with, so that you can see, more than just what's coming at you, and you can deal with it from a different perspective. So that's what SOAR is all about.
Wow. Okay. That sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
Really
People
good.
need to start soaring.
I know
There's
that's
a lot of turkeys out there.
And we all have our turkey
We
moment.
all have our turkey moment, though.
do. Absolutely.
Gobble, gobble. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
how
we
long
need-
have you been coaching?
I've been coaching for years, in various forms. I've been a mentor, I've been a youth leader, I've been a leader my entire life. So I've been doing informal coaching for years. But as far as being a certified coach, I've been a certified coach recently. I got certified, and I've been doing SOAR coaching since November is when I actually started the program.
Wow.
That's so
Okay.
awesome. Swan, I thought you had something to say.
I was going to say something. I think I lost it.
Well, I tell you what, so since you lost it, let's go back to that optimize every opportunity.
Okay.
I want to go through this exercise with you guys. Can I share my screen with you?
Sure.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right, are you able to see that?
Yes.
Okay, so I asked you earlier to get a piece of paper. The only person who can't participate in this is Melanie, because she attended one of my public sessions and she participated in there, so she already knows what's up. So I'll let you guys participate. So I want to give you about 30 seconds and you can let me know what you see. Mel, since you are not participating, can you keep track of time?
Sure will.
I want you to just quickly write everything that you see in this picture. Like what do you see? What can these lemons that you see here be used for? What can you do with these lemons? What do you see? And what can you do here? What can they be used for? Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, Mel, ready?
Yep.
And let's go.
What's the thing that do I? Big time.
We good? Okay.
Okay. So hopefully you've written a lot of things. Did you guys have things that you were still thinking, oh, these lemons could be used for this and this and this? Did you have more things that you were thinking of that you didn't get a chance to write down?
No,
No.
I didn't.
Okay. So as far as you're concerned, you have exhausted all of the possibilities for these lemons, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see if we were able to come up with any other additional things that these lemons could be used for.
Mm.
Can you see this? Removing odor from
Yeah.
hands,
Wow.
making a hair rinse,
Wow.
start seeds indoors, drawer sachets,
Oh my
nail
goodness.
whitener, make a foot soak, and of course,
Right.
the best one of all is lemon syrup.
Wow.
That's what I mean by optimizing every
Wow.
opportunity.
Yeah.
And the way it works with Soar is that you become a team. My coaching is a collaborative coaching. So it's not just me having all of the ideas or any of those things. It's you determining where you need to go, what you need to do, what your path is to your success. The whole process of optimizing every opportunity is milking your opportunities for everything it's worth, draining everything that you can out of that opportunity. And with a coach, sometimes where you can't necessarily see beyond the things that you have already experienced or already know, a coach can help you to see other things, see from a different perspective.
Okay.
And then, maybe you don't want to make lemon syrup, or maybe you want to make a foot soak. Well, a coach is someone who can help you. Hey, what about a foot soak? Or have you thought about this? Or have you thought about that? Just so that you can decide what you want to do with your lemons. I saw one of your episodes that I think you put it up last week was making
Yes.
making lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah.
Well, as we saw here, there's a whole bunch of other things you can make out of lemons too. That is just as good.
Yeah.
So that's what optimizing every opportunity is about. And Soar is it helps gear your mindset towards realizing that just because this is all you see doesn't necessarily mean that that's all there is to it.
Wow. That's excellent.
Very good.
Yeah.
Totally excellent. Wow.
I wanted to say that a lot of times when we want to do things and we see things like barriers like in our way or whatever, sometimes just looking up what those things are, that will be like a resource or to help us to find our way through. Because a lot of times when we are going through things, it's just so much in our mind, we can't really think straight. But there are resources out there as well. In addition to Soar, coaching where you can talk with someone else and get another viewpoint of, what you're going through or whatever. But, there are other things out there to help you. So, and we get stressed. When there's a barrier there, you could be going, flowing, like, okay, I'm in my mode, I'm in my whatever. And then all of a sudden something just stops you, and you just can't think anymore. But, we can't stop there. We have to keep going and find ways to get through it, to, reach our goals and things.
Okay. So we don't need to share what we got out of that.
I know. I was like, are we sharing our
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I should have asked you first what you had. Tell me what things you had on from the list. What did you have?
Now we can cheat, Tawanda. No, I'm just kidding.
No, we cannot.
I'm kidding.
No, we cannot.
You can cheat, but you would only be cheating yourself. So
True,
what you got, Tish? What did you have on your paper? How many things?
When I saw all those lemons, I was like, oh my goodness, nice glass of fresh lemonade. I was like, this is gonna be really lemony. I have clean, dirty pans, facials, lemon pudding, cakes, air freshener, and I stop at 6.
Wow,
That's a lot. And that's a
excellent.
lot, right? So somebody, well, tell me what you have, Tawanda, before I say anything.
I'm scared to tell you what I had. Well, I did have lemonade,
Okay.
and I had tea, and I had
Oh,
like
yeah.
to shine, you know, or
Mhm,
to clean.
mhm. Yes.
And I had something that was really bad,
What?
the trash, because they
No,
looked like they
that's-
were all empty.
Oh, you mean just to
They
go
gonna
in the
throw them
trash?
away.
That's funny. But you know what's interesting is there are people who use those lemons to freshen their trash or to freshen their compost.
Right, that's
or
what
to
I thought she
freshen
meant.
their, that's what I thought you meant
well,
too.
I do use lemons. Like I put them in my garbage disposal. I cut them up and put them on my garbage disposal so I can, you know, freshen up. Yeah, I do that. I didn't even put it on my paper though, but I do that.
And the
Yeah.
funny thing is, with all of they seem like not a lot because of that long list.
Yeah.
But those were a lot of different uses for those lemons. And for the most part, you know, you would look at that list and say, I have figured out everything that could possibly be done with these lemons.
Right.
But when you are able to tap into, as Mel said, other resources, those resources could be people, those resources could be reading materials, whatever. You know, I talk about self-coaching and being able to take yourself through the questions and the introspection that you need in order to dig deeper. But when you're able to tap into those things, you can get new perspective and you can figure out other opportunities for where you are. It doesn't have to be a dead end. It doesn't have to be a barrier.
Right.
It can be an opportunity to, you know, get some exercise scaling a wall, whatever. You know, it could be an opportunity to learn how to tear down a wall, but it doesn't have to be the end. It doesn't have to be a blockage. It just depends on your perspective.
Oh, that's good.
You mentioned self-coaching just now. So have you ever come across I guess a client that, like, you told them that you just self-coach and they were like, well, it's hard for me to self-coach, or, you know?
Well, not in those exact words. So the thing about coaching is that it's not like therapy or you know, giving advice to people or counseling. It's a collaborative effort. And you want to listen to the person who is your client, and you want to aid them in coming up with their own solutions and their own ideas for how they want to move forward.
Okay.
So the entire thing is about teaching them how to self-coach, how to ask the right questions, how to think about things from a different perspective, how to, you know, as a matter of fact, one of the things we have in Soar is it's called Soar language. And that's where you start even from how you talk about your situation, how you talk about yourself, and not using derogatory terms and negative terms and limiting types of beliefs as you describe yourself or your situation, but talking about things from a perspective of positivity, from a perspective of opportunity, as we talked about, and thinking about how can I get out of this, or how can I move through this, you know, instead of just being defeated and, you know, I'm in this and I can't move forward. So, you know, we correct your language in Soar. And if you're speaking in a defeated manner, then that gets corrected. If you're speaking in terms of what you are not versus who you are, that gets corrected. Because all of those things, you know, you think that they don't affect you, but they do. You hear them as they come out of your mouth, they go back into your ears and into your brain and into your mind. And you're wondering, why can't I move forward? It's because you keep talking to yourself as a person who's stuck. So you gotta change how you speak. You gotta change, you know, the way, and you have to change the way you allow people to speak to you. That's that whole surrounding yourself with like-minded and success-minded, success-conscious people. You got to be, be mindful of what you're feeding on.
Mhm. So that scripture that says, faith cometh by hearing. So would you say that a person who is feeding themselves negative, words and stuff like that, they are having faith to fail? They are actually feeding themselves to fail. Do you think that?
Yeah, I mean, you are what you eat. Whatever it is that you're taking in, that's what you're going to be. That's the things that you allow to take root and to grow. That's what you will become. So yeah, I mean, you are feeding yourself to fail. I think that's what you said. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I was just
Sometimes
thinking that.
how people,
Oh,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
you can go ahead, Tish.
Oh, I was saying sometimes people, and I know you hear this because we probably used to say it to ourselves, like, "Oh, you are a dummy. Why you do that? Oh my goodness, that was just so stupid," And you keep telling yourself that you a dummy. And you be wondering why you can't get out, like you said, get out of being stuck, out of the situation. But like you were saying, we need to talk positive to ourselves.
Right.
And have grace. I mean, when we all make mistakes.
Yeah.
I don't have all the answers. Coaching is like you and your client are in a room and the lights are off. And coaching is not guiding your client to the exit or to the door. It's turning the light on and allowing them to see all the doors and to choose the door for themselves. When you say things that are negative or limiting to yourself, you are dimming your light. You're dimming the light. And the more you do that, the more you speak to yourself or allow people to speak to you in ways that close off the opportunities and close off your perspective and keep you in that lower mindset, that lower perspective, things go dark. And then you wonder why you can't move forward. It's because you really literally can't see it. Like you can't see how you can get further because there's no illumination. Everything is dark. So, other people's perspective or positive perspectives, speaking positively, speaking truth. And it's not just about being positive. It's about the truth. It's about speaking truth and not allowing those defeatist types of attitudes and mindsets consume your light and cover it. Those things are not the truth. Yeah, you may have had an off moment, or you may not be on course. You just need to get on course. And so instead of saying, I'm just not on course, you're not, that's fine. But instead of saying, I'm not doing what I need to do, I'm not where I need to be. Instead of that being your conversation, the conversation is, I'm going to get back to where I need to be. Okay. I'm getting back on course.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It's still both things are facts, but one of them is truth. One of them is Soar language. One of them is language that edifies versus language that defeats.
Right.
Wow, that's good.
And lady is on here and she's frustrated. She was like, "This sucks. I can't talk or type. I have something to say." I was like, "Just go ahead and take your time. We'll read it and ask Terri any questions you have." Lady, just take your time and just type. Because I can see it. Like, you can comment on Facebook because I'm literally looking at her comments.
Yeah, I can see it as well.
Yes.
Yeah. I was thinking about the negative surroundings. Sometimes we don't have a choice with the people that we are around. So with Soar language, it allows you to kind of put a wall up or keep that positive thinking yourself. And even though all of those things are going on around you and you hear all this negativity, but you're saying to yourself, you know what, I'm not going to let that to absorb in my mind. You know what, you saying this or whatever, but this is what I believe, and this is what, this is what I'm going to do. This is, what's going to happen. It's good to surround yourself with positive people and things like that, but sometimes we just can't, like in your workplace, sometimes, it may be negativity all the time, but you don't have to accept what they're saying. You don't have to accept that language for you, for your life. So I've learned that too, as I went through Soar coaching.
Wow.
Wow. So Terri, lady said, she follows God and she knows words have power. But when you can see other points of view, don't they have different meanings? I'm trying to. So it says, but when you can see other points of view, don't they have different meanings? Like you're talking about words having different meanings. I'm not sure. I'm trying to.
Yeah, ask her to elaborate on that.
Yeah. Well, you're talking to yeah. Can you elaborate on that, lady? That when you're saying when you can see other points of view, don't they have different meanings?
Yeah, but
like some words have different meanings, maybe because
that's what
or
sounds like she's saying that you make different meaning when you can see.
And you know what, Terri, they did change the meaning of words.
They did.
Bad words, good.
Absolutely,
good words, bad. You know what I mean? Like your face.
Like they'll say, "Oh, that's stupid." But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on. So yes, for number one, first of all, words have different meanings.
Yeah.
It's about what you're receiving. So, if somebody, I love slang just like the next person. If somebody said, "Girl, you are stupid," I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, I know." But I know that I know they're not telling me I'm stupid. There's a difference between, "Girl, you are stupid," and "You are stupid."
Yeah.
Like there's a difference. You know what I'm saying?
It's about the same just now, though. It sound the same.
But you know what? Not to me though, and that's what I'm saying. Like it's about what you receive.
Your perception, right?
It's about what you receive.
Yeah.
And if what you're getting from that person, and it's not just about singular words, it's about context, it's about intent, it's about motive. So we're not just talking about strictly language. We're talking about more than that. We're talking about things in its full context. Right. So yeah, words do have different meanings. People have different perspectives. Absolutely. But when something is feeding you and when it's doing the opposite.
That's good.
It's doing the opposite. Run, far away.
So I got it. So she said she was talking about God one day to somebody, right? And she was saying how God is always watching you and he knows everything. And so she said, God is a stalker. And the lady almost bit her head off. It was like, God is a stalker.
Yeah, okay.
So she said the lady almost bit her head. I was like, probably like, what? God is a stalker. I guess, lady, the definition of stalker. So you have to look that definition up before you say God is a stalker. I guess that's that's
exactly what I would do.
It's all about looking words up and
that's right,
and knowing the meaning of words before next
the
day.
truth, knowing what the truth is.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, we do need to be mindful of the words that we use. In order for you to be a good communicator, you have to be mindful of the words that you use. But the other part of that is, don't take yourself so seriously. Relax.
Right. And I think that's what was going on with her. Like she wasn't trying to be serious.
Right. I'm sure first of all, how can God be a stalker when he's everywhere and his eyes are everywhere? He doesn't need to stalk.
I was thinking the word was omnipresent.
Absolutely. Omnipresent, omniscient. A stalker is going at you because they're trying to know where you are and knowing he already does.
Yeah.
So a stalker, now I looked it up. Can I just read it real quick?
Yes, go ahead.
A stalker is a person who harasses or persecutes someone with unwanted and obsessive attention.
Yeah.
And that hunts games stealthily. So God is not a stalker. So, but in the context that she was saying, you would think, oh yeah, maybe he is a stalker. But like you said, when you look it up, you say, oh no, wait a minute. God is not, that's not what God is.
Yeah, she said that's true. She said that's true.
Yeah, tell lady he's not a stalker.
But here's something else. Let's go back for a second, because what captures my attention is the fact that she said, I think she said the person pretty much bit her head off.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
That's the problem right there. Beyond the language of stalker, not a stalker, beyond all of that, let's go back to the fact that someone decided to get angry about that. Why? For what? Yeah. And then if that affected you, what about it affected you?
Yeah.
What is the thing that caused you to be affected by their anger, instead of saying, okay, well, she's got a problem. Let me move on. Because it's not about me. It's obviously something going on with her. You understand what I'm saying? So that's the thing about perspective too. Beyond what stalker means, beyond whether or not God is a stalker, which we know that he's not, beyond that, what about that whole exchange of I use the term loosely, probably in fun, and someone someone else in the faith chose to get angry with me or make me feel some kind of way, or treat me as if I was crazy or dumb or whatever, based on this. And then why did I take offense to it? Why did I care about it so much? Those are the things that you really should be thinking about. Go beyond that.
She said the funny thing, she wasn't.
What did she say?
The funny thing about it, she said I wasn't even talking to her. It was all funny.
And why is it that you had to be in my conversation?
In my business, like Tabitha Brown was like, hey, mind your business.
That's my business.
That's right. Oh, that's funny. Well, you are an ear hustler. No.
Find that definition, Rhonda.
How about that? No.
Ear hustler, of ears.
So Terri, how could one get motivated?
Motivated. So that's funny that you asked that question.
Yeah.
I can't answer how one would get motivated, because motivation is something that affects people at a very personal, individual level. It's not something that we can say, hey, this motivates all people. So I can't answer that question. And in order to really get deep, I would have had to do something like ask you, Tish, some personal questions. But I'm not going to do that. Right? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep you off the hook.
Right. Pretty please.
But I actually,
any of us.
Yeah, I'm going to let you all off the hook this time. But yeah, so I can't answer, that in such a broad way. Motivation is personal, because it's how an outside force affects you. Mm-hmm. And what I like to deal with more than motivation is inspiration. Mm. That is how you can draw from what's inside of you to be able to get what you need in order to keep going, in order to make positive moves, in order to, to do great things and be successful. Yeah. So I'm more interested in inspiration than motivation.
That's good. I have on my cheat sheet. I wanted Mel to tell her story about being coached by Terri, just so people can.
How much time I had?
Tessa, huh? I saw your hand up.
How much time?
No, I said, how much time do I have?
Not a lot.
That's funny.
Just a nutshell.
Oh, a nutshell. Okay. Well, I just want to just say one of the things that that I really liked about going through the Soar coaching was that Terri used like the goals, and we had to submit our goals to Terri, every time
Just any old kind of goals.
No, not any old kind of goals, Terri.
Okay.
I wasn't finished.
Okay, I'm sorry. I just wanted to make sure that you said stuff so I don't have to say it later.
Okay. Right.
Well, what kind of goals? What kind of goals?
No, it was something that we aspired to do or aspired to be.
Okay.
In our lives, not just any kind of goal. And some of it was any kind of goal, because any success or any win is a win,
But what are they called, Melanie?
Oh my God.
Are they dumb goals?
They're smart goals.
There we go. Okay.
SMART. Yes. They're specific, they're measurable, they're attainable.
That's good.
Was it reachable and timely? Is that right? I know I messed up a couple of
That's okay.
acronyms, whatever. But
That's
basically, that's what.
That's basically it. Yeah.
That's good. That's very good. Wow.
Yes, SMART goals. And so we had to submit this to Terri, and I'm telling myself I didn't do it. As a matter of fact, I never did it. I never submitted it back. I know. And I felt bad or whatever. But then, like, towards the end of our sessions, I was thinking about, why aren't you submitting your goals? And I started thinking about what my goals were, because I did write things down, but I never gave them to her.
Okay.
And so I was looking over those things, and in our session, it was talking about digging deep, always asking why. Every answer that you have, ask yourself why, like a baby, like a 2-year-old, whatever. And I was asking myself why, and I came to the conclusion that I always did things to please people. And the skills and things that I have, because I can do a lot of things. God has gifted me with a lot of talents and things like that. But they weren't all of my passion. It wasn't something that I was passionate about. And I thought about that thing. So I only really had like one at the end. And I was like, because I can do graphics, and I can, I've been administrative assistant all my life. I think before I was born. I just have those skills, but that's not my passion, because I've always helped people. And I do like to help people, and I love to help people, but that wasn't the end result. And I had to dig deep, and I had a aha moment. That's what you call it, Terri. I had an aha moment towards the end of the coaching sessions, and I realized, you know what? You don't have to do things to please people anymore. You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? I need to please God.
That's
so
right.
The main thing is asking him, what plan do you have for my life? What plan do you have for Mel?
Good.
And that's it.
Mel.
Not what my mother said I can do. What Tish said I can do. Tawanda said I can.
I did say you can do something.
It's all about, what God has placed in me before I was born. He already knew who he designed me to be. So, and that's what I want. That's what I wanted to be. So I just, thank you for that, Terri. It was a great success. I learned a lot.
Awesome.
And just to let you know, giving you a little testimonial, I do use those tools, and I share them with other people, to help them out. So those things are like on the forefront of my mind. And I remember one time, I know my time is almost up. I remember one time I even said that, I need to write. The Bible says, write the vision and make it plain. So I went to Walmart and got a dry erase board, And I wrote my goals on there. I was like, all right, this is going to be on the forefront. Every day I wake up, I'm going to see this and I'm going to say it, blah, 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 blah. It ain't happened.
Oh,
It didn't happen because it wasn't in here.
Yeah,
that's good.
It wasn't in here,
yeah.
you know, and I think that's what the Bible means when it says write the vision and make it plain,
Mhm.
you know, so that, you know, it's from your heart, you know, what God, the vision that God has placed inside of you. That's the thing that you need to work on. So is my time up?
Well, I have a question. What is a T? I'm putting it down here. I got specific, measurable, attainable, reachable, and what was T?
No, it's timely, but that's not it. Hang on, I'll give them.
But it sounds good, Mel.
Thank you.
I mean, it's close. It's very close.
Okay, I just wanted to put it out in virtual land.
It's specific, measurable,
Okay,
attainable,
okay.
relevant,
Relevant. Okay, wait a
and
minute.
time-based.
Okay, relevant and time-based.
Yes, time-based. So it's not just saying, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. It's saying when you're going to do it.
Okay.
Being specific about what it is, making sure that it's something you can actually measure, something you can actually attain, something that makes sense for your all-around goal, your all-around purpose or plan, you know, and then of course, a specific time, I'm going to do it on such and such a day or on these days or whatever. So SMART goals, not just, I want to lose weight.
Right.
Okay, so how are you going to do it? How much weight do you want to lose? When are you going to start? Is this a reachable goal or an attainable goal? And is this relevant to what it is you're trying to do? So I'm going to eat salads. Okay, and I'm also going to read a good book. What does that have to do with you losing weight? So, you know, that's what SMART goals are about, keeping you on track.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. A good book about weight loss. No.
Okay, there we go. A good book about weight loss. And I'm going to apply those things to my full weight loss plan.
I'm not just going to put it on
read the book.
Pillow.
Yes. Because, you know, sometimes people read books, but they don't do what they read about. You know, like, so why are you reading a book if you're not going to apply it to your life?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Yeah. That's kind of frustrating sometimes.
It was another thing with the goals, you know, even though you have it, was it measurable? Like Terry was talking about losing weight in, you know, 3 months or whatever. You have a time frame or whatever, but sometimes you may fall off the wagon. That's okay. You can get back on the wagon. You can get back on there, but don't be like, oh man, I messed up. You know, forget it. That ain't gonna never happen. You know, get back on there and, you know, start again. Or if there's if you've fallen off the wagon, have a reason to fall off the wagon. You know what? Say, you know what? I was weak, you know, this time, and I had a taste for being honest with yourself. Yeah. I had a taste for something sweet. So I messed up, but I'm gonna get back on.
So and then learn from that. Learn from it. Yeah. You know, that's what Mel talked about, how every win is a win. If you do fall off the wagon, then learn from that experience, because learning from that experience, gaining some experience from it, gaining some perspective, being able to apply that experience to your life so that you don't have to go that route again, that is a win. So it's not just about falling, it's about learning where the potholes are so that you don't have to keep falling, so that you don't have to keep going that route.
And I wanted you to elaborate on celebrate. What was it? Celebrate your wins.
Every win is a win.
Every win is a win. Yeah, elaborate on that for somebody so they can like be encouraged. You know? Okay,
yeah. So some of us have goals that are long term. They may be short term, but just feel like they're hard to get to. But every single step towards that goal or towards that finish line is a success. Every time you move forward and closer regardless of if it's an inch or a mile, every time you move any distance, and let me tell you what I mean when I say move. We were talking about falling, and then you were like, oh man, I think there's this, or not think, there's this saying about moving one step forward, two steps back, that kind of language. That's about perspective. That's all about perspective. If you're learning from the experience, if you are getting tools and skills and resources because of the fall or fail, I hate to use the word fail, but failure is important. You don't even listen. The best inventions only happened because the people who were inventing those things failed and learned what works, what doesn't work. If you build something and you don't have any fails, I'm scared to try what you did. I'm scared to sit in your car that you built that you didn't have any fails. Right. Like I'm afraid of that. So everything is about your perspective. And if you have the right perspective, then you have wins, periodic wins before you ever get to your finish line. I was sharing before about this video. I don't know if it's viral or not, but I love this video. It was a race with all these elderly people. And it was like, I guess about 5 elderly people. They all looked like they were well over their 70s. And the gun goes off. They all start running. You can see the camera panning and starting to pan with all of the racers who are running, but then it pans back to the starting line, and you see this elderly man who's like 92 years old, really old guy, who's running. It almost looks like spirited walking. He's not really running at all, but he's walking, but with pep. And he is not swayed at all by the fact that all these people are gone beyond and gone ahead of him, and probably were well at the finish line before he had even got like a quarter of the way. But he never broke stride. He never stopped. He never paused. He never lost his expression of determination, because it wasn't about him getting there before everybody else. For him, the win was every single one of those steps that he was taking. Every one of those steps was a win. And until he got to the finish line, and he looked ecstatic. And that's how we have to be. We have to celebrate every one of those wins, because when we don't, we do get off course. If you look at other people and you don't run your race, then you do get discouraged. You do feel like, well, what's the point? So it's important to celebrate the wins to keep you inspired, keep you going.
Wow, good. That's very good.
So what do you do if you don't have accountability, like somebody else to motivate you, or you're just by yourself and you can't really talk to anybody else? What do you do to motivate yourself, or
to get inspired?
Yeah.
It just depends. Everybody has those things that inspire them. Here are some suggestions, though, some things that I would suggest. If you don't have somebody to talk to, that already is concerning. Like I definitely would want to know why you have no one that you can talk to about the things that you go through. If you don't, if you don't have a pastor or friends or anybody who can share encouragement with you, then the other things that I would suggest are to, find authors that you enjoy that are saying positive things and read those things, or find positive YouTube videos and look at those watch some of those things. I'll tell you something that inspires me: laughter, because it takes away it takes away, it gets rid of the fog that can sometimes be around your brain when things feel overwhelming. Laughter, the Bible talks about laughter being a medicine. Laughter is something that it clears away the emotion and the weight that can sometimes keep you from being able to breathe and to try something different and to think beyond your current situation. So if I feel like I can't think, or if I feel like I'm inundated with stress or something like that, I will put on something funny and watch it and laugh, or call somebody who has me cracking up, like this girl right here.
Yeah, right.
Or one of my family members, I call my family sometimes and we laugh about things that nobody else would be laughing about. Like, so laughter, music gets me completely out of the environment that I'm in. And, the big thing I want to stress is the importance of designing your success environment. It's not something I can tell you how to do. I can just tell you the things that make you feel successful, the people that you have in your, well, we don't have Rolodexes anymore, but your contact list that are go-tos, where you can call and say, listen, I just need you to tell me how much you believe in me, so it can remind me to believe in myself. I need you to remind me about how God created me as a beautifully and wonderfully made being, so that I can remember that I'm beautiful and wonderfully made. I need you to whoever your go-to is, if you have a few of them in your Rolodex, go to my website at terrikee.com and call me, reach out to me, and have a consultation with me, have a sit down with me, a sample session, and see if I'm someone you would like to use as a coach. Whatever it is, talk to your pastors, read the word, find out who you are, read about who you are. There are all kinds of ways to get inspired. The biggest thing is just to not stay there. Whatever you have to do, even if you have to just ease your way out little by little, just don't stay immobile. Don't stay stuck. Do what you can to just move a little bit out of the funk, so that you can even find space to breathe in something different.
That's awesome. That's so good. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I just thought about this. Do you give your clients declarations, like, to say, or no?
I do share a Soar affirmation. They are private, between me and my Soar clients, but I also encourage them to create their own affirmations, depending on what it is that they're trying to get to, what they're aspiring to, and we say them out loud. I let them say them after every session. And then I encourage them to post them on their mirrors and put them in their phones and stick them places where they can see them on a regular basis as a reminder. Yeah, but I definitely believe in affirmations. Say it.
You be putting people to work. You get your own affirmations. You get your own goals. But,
what am I going to tell you? Why would I tell you your goals?
Right.
Why would I tell you your affirmation?
Yeah,
It's got to be how you affirm yourself.
That's true.
But one thing I do say, that I will share, that we say at the end of every Soar session, is that I will soar first in my mind, then in my business. So a lot of, and that's in our group coaching sessions, because the people in our group coaching sessions are entrepreneurs or people who are trying to do things, solopreneurs, and trying to maximize their own personal businesses and things like that.
I wanted to just read this comment from Lee. She says, sometimes it's not that Oh, Lord. She said sometimes it's not that you don't have anybody, it's that you don't trust them not to judge you.
That
And
makes
that's
sense.
so important,
Wow.
not to judge people, you know, like, and I'm gonna tell you, I had to go through some stuff so to learn not to judge, because we were kind of like, I don't want to throw it up there.
Yeah, don't say that.
They put it
Well,
out there.
No.
I was just saying, like, the way sometimes, like, when you grow up in church, you I have a tendency to judge people, you know. So coming up, you know, so we look at people, they're not saved, they're not, you know, Terry, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh yeah.
So,
Yes.
you know, in life, you know, I had to fall. I'm not gonna say I had to fall, but I fell
Right.
and learned not to judge people. So when I'm talking to people, when I'm mentoring someone, I'm not judging them at all, because we all have stories and we all have a moment when we were weak, you know, when we have fallen, you know, but thank God he picked us up. And I think when someone come to you, you know, for advice, it's best to give them a biblical advice and something that's going to elevate them and not tear them down.
That's right. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So feeling judged
Mhm.
has a lot to do, or more to do, with you than it does the other person.
Mhm.
Because if you are secure in who you are, or more importantly, not secure in who you are, but if you understand that nothing that anyone does is about you, everything that they do is about them,
That is so
then
good.
you'll
Wow.
be less likely to take it personally. If you
Mm.
understand that even their judging is really about them, it's not about you, then you'll be okay.
That's
You
good.
know, and yes, you should be careful who you open yourself up to, who you share with, who
Mhm.
you're vulnerable with. You know, everybody who claims to be your buddy is not necessarily for you. So you definitely have to be choosy in who you share things with, or who you let know that you need help or that you need some input. You want to be mindful. You want to be, you know, people who don't have a history of encouraging you. What's the reason that you're giving them an opportunity to pour into you now? So don't, you know, be wise. But at the same
Right.
time, if somebody, you know, if you're thinking they're judging me, then think about what it is that makes you feel that way, and try to give people the same kind of grace that you want, you know, and then just realize that everybody, don't put so much stock in somebody's opinion of you.
Oh,
So
good.
it doesn't matter if someone is judging you or not. Their word is not more important than God's.
That's right.
That's right.
You know, who you are is all up to what he put in you, who he created you to be. It doesn't matter what they say. And he gives us all kinds of opportunity to get it right. So what do we care
Right.
about somebody
That's right.
judging you?
Yes. I was
Yeah.
trying
That's
my best.
awesome.
I was trying my best not to say what I usually say, but I'm gonna say it since you said that too. I usually tell myself and tell people to say, I don't care what anybody else thinks about me, as long as I know what God thinks about me and I'm in right standing with him.
That's good.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I've gotten to that point where I really don't care. You know, I know what God is thinking about me, and I know that I'm in right standing with God.
That's
Yeah.
so awesome. We just thank
Absolutely.
you,
Absolutely.
Terry. It's
Our
1
time is
minute.
up already.
Yes, this was so awesome.
Wow.
So I want you to impart into someone and just speak over someone before we go.
Just whoever's listening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here's what I'll impart. Remember that if you are told, if God has given you a purpose, then just live in those words, live in that word. As a matter of fact, this is one of my favorite scriptures. It is from Jeremiah 33:3, and it says, "Call to me, and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which you do not know." Don't worry about what you have, whether or not you have it all together. Call to God and go ahead and go into those great and mighty places that He shows you.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for
Awesome.
tuning in.
Awesome.
And I just want to say, lady, go on terrikee.com and see if you could get some, what do you call it?
Yep, get a sample session.
A
Go into
sample
contact
session,
us.
a
Send me your
sample session.
information and let's
Yeah,
chat.
anyone listening
Good.
to us, go to Terri Kee. I put it in the comments. terrikee.com and get a sample session. Thank you so much, Terri. We will
You're
see
welcome,
you
guys.
all next week. We're
God bless
talking
you.
about politics, religion, and social service with John Watts. God bless you.
Wow. Yes.